what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another official video by Jazzy Official. Before I get into the video, I want to thank you guys because you guys killed it with the support. We are at 500, I believe, 55 subscribers? 557 subscribers. You guys absolutely killed it with the support, and we're gonna keep going from there, you know? Next, the road to 1,000 underway. So today what we're gonna do is we're gonna be reacting to an animated story about how I became a billionaire but didn't give a single cent to my evil stepmom. At least that's what the story is called. It's not my story. It's an animated story that I just found on YouTube, which I am gonna be reacting to. First time watching it, it's about 10 minutes long. Get right into it.
Welcome to the Here's My Story channel. I'm Alan. The first time I opened the lid of my mother's piano after she had passed, I played her favorite song as bitter tears flowed down my cheeks. After I finished playing the song, I felt a hand on my shoulder. My dad had heard the music and came to check on me. He was crying too. "I miss your mom so much," he said. At that moment, we heard my stepmother's angry voice. "How often have I told you not to speak about that woman in this house?"
Damn. You're gonna... It's a Bruck family, bro. Like, the mom passed. You gotta be sympathetic, bro. This bitch ain't even sympathetic.
She hissed, standing at the door. "Yes," my dad snapped in annoyance. "And every time I've said you have no right to make that choice for us."
Exactly. You don't have the right to make that choice for us. You know why? Because that was the love of his life. You're just a rebound girl. Get that through your head.
My stepmother began shouting, "If you can't handle your grief, why did you kill her in the first place?"
Whoa. He killed her?
My dad folded. "We lost my mom to a traffic accident. A drunk driver hit my parents' car. My dad had been driving the vehicle. The accident wasn't his fault."
Okay, that makes sense. The accident wasn't his fault. He was just driving, he got hit by a drunk driver, then the car flipped over, which makes sense.
My dad was stunned to hear my stepmother blame him for it. He gasped, clutching his chest. What do you mean? For years I've blamed myself and said it should have been me. How could you be so cruel?"
That's so cruel, man. Like, holy shit. How are you gonna tell someone you killed your own wife, but it wasn't even your fault? You got hit by a drunk driver. It's the drunk driver's fault.
Those were the last words he said before collapsing to the floor. My dad had a stroke that night because of my stepmother. The doctors said there was very little they could do for him. He would spend the rest of his life bedridden.
That's sad, bro. He's gonna spend the rest of his life bedridden because he had a stroke from his dumb, evil stepmom, or whatever wife, a new wife. Friggin', oh my god, this guy made a big mistake marrying this bitch.
He was conscious, but he couldn't move. All he could do was babble when he tried to speak. After a while, he became mute. Since nothing more could be done, they discharged him from the hospital. My stepmother was furious when she received the news. "I'm too old to be a live-in nurse. You handle it. He's your father, after all." "What about school?" I protested. "You'll probably have to quit," she said.
That's not very good advice. What about school? Nah, you're gonna have to quit and you're gonna have to take care of your father because I ain't doing this shit. Bro, you signed up for it when you married this guy. In life and in death. Hard times, easy times, whatever. You signed up for this. If you didn't want to sign up for it, you shouldn't have married this guy.
"I don't know. Figure it out." I stopped attending school and spent most of my days with my dad. I was happy to take care of him. I knew I was lucky that he was still alive, but I still had one big problem. My stepmother never gave me any money to care for my father.
Yeah, she's a gold digger, man. You should have already knew that before you let your dad marry her. Is she even married? Are they even married? I don't even know. He could just be like a rebound, like girlfriend, maybe mistress. I don't even know at this point.
Before long, we wouldn't be able to meet our needs. My mom was a fantastic piano player before she passed away. I wasn't fond of the piano at first, but she convinced me I should learn to play. She taught me everything I know. After taking lessons with her, I was able to sight read music and play along. I remember in the evenings, my mom and I would sit together and practice. As our only audience member, my dad gave applause at the end of each song. Those fond memories gave me an idea. I could make money by giving piano lessons. So I posted an ad online. I found a kid who wanted to be my student in a week. He signed up for 2 weekly classes. I was so grateful for making money playing the piano. Whenever I opened the piano's lid, I felt like my mom was right there beside me. My dad started having breathing difficulties. Concerned, I searched online and found a medical supply outlet to help him get the oxygen he needed. The next day, I traveled across the city to pick up the supplies. When I returned home, I saw two guys carrying my mom's piano outside.
Yo, what's going on? Where are you taking my piano? Where are you taking my piano? Get the fuck back inside the house, man. I don't you take my piano, you can't take my piano.
What's going on? Who are you? Where are you taking the piano?
Exactly.
I yelled. My stepmother said, "Calm down. Let the men do their job. Your dad can't work anymore. We haven't paid the rent in 2 months. I'm selling off anything of value to make ends meet. I thought I'd get more out of your mom's piano, but it's not even worth enough to pay rent."
God damn, I would be so pissed if that happened. Holy shit. We're only 3 minutes into the video too. God damn, man.
I clenched my teeth in a fury. That piano is the only thing I have left of my mother. It was priceless.
Exactly. It's priceless.
I could have caught up on the rent with the piano lessons I've been teaching. You're a despicable excuse for a human being.
Exactly. You are an excuse. You're unworthy.
You're unworthy!
I hate you, I screamed. She responded in a cold and calculated voice. Watch your mouth. As the primary name on the lease, I can have you and your father thrown out onto the street.
Oh shit.
I couldn't argue with her. I collapsed at my dad's bedside, broken and hopeless. The room was eerily quiet. I realized my dad wasn't breathing.
Oh shit.
I placed 2 fingers on his neck to check for a pulse. There was no heartbeat. Dad, please don't leave me, I sobbed, hugging him. I lost my dad that same night.
Oh shit, the dad died. Fuck. Yo, CPR, chest compressions, clear, you know.
From now on, I'd be all alone. I cried nonstop at the funeral. My stepmother never shed a single tear.
Yeah, you know she didn't care about that relationship. She didn't shed a single tear. She's like, I'm only in it for the money. She probably killed him herself. Oh, I mean, I guess she did. You know, she put him in a coma, whatever, stroke, bedridden, like the whole entire life, right? Yeah.
The air around her seemed to say, I just want to get this over with and go home. At one point, she came close to my ear. I'm giving you a week's notice. Find yourself another place to stay. Since your dad is gone, we have no reason to live together, she whispered.
Damn, she just wanted the house for herself. She was probably gonna sell it, get money out of it, and then do crack. I don't know. She seems like the type.
I fully expected this from her, but couldn't she have waited for us to get home after the funeral? This woman was a monster.
Yeah, she is.
I had to get rid of her. I didn't have any relatives who could take me in, but I'd rather live in a group home than live with her.
Wait, so it was just you and your mom and your dad that just lived in a random ass city without any relatives, off the grid?
The next day, she came into my room while I was packing. Your dad's lawyer called. They found some things in your dad's safe at the real estate office. I'm going to take a look. We need you there to sign off on a few things he left to you, she explained. Handing me a wrinkled sticky note, she continued. This is the address. You can ride the bus. The lawyer is expecting us. The next day, when it was time to leave for the lawyer's office, I stepped outside to see my stepmother parked in her car with an annoyed look on her face. I was glad to be riding the bus. I couldn't stand to be around her.
Bro, honestly, I would ride the bus too. I can't even stand this woman. This is a fake ass woman too. Like, this is an animated story. I don't know. These are some powerful stories, man.
The second I stepped into the lawyer's office, my stepmother squawked loudly at the lawyer. Here is his son. Now, will you please tell me what you found in that safe? The lawyer placed 2 pieces of paper on the desk. One said, copyright notice, with musical notation below the title.
These music notes are probably the ones that are going to make him a millionaire. Or billionaire, actually, I should say.
The other document said, certificate of ownership. That one had my grandfather's name and address on it. The lawyer told my stepmother, these are the documents found inside your husband's safe. So, what are these? I asked. These were left to you by your grandfather. I retrieved the documents this morning. An interesting find, to say the least, he said, pointing to the music notes on the first document. This is a registered copyright document naming you as the sole license holder of this musical work in the event of your grandfather's passing. I don't know how to read music, so I have no clue what the song is, he explained. Then he pointed to the other document. This is a deed to a house near the Ohio River in your father's name. My stepmom stood up. leaning to look at the document with interest.
Yeah, of course she wants the house. Bro, she's probably gonna sell the current house that she's in, or if the house on the other house is nicer, she's probably gonna sell that for more money and then do more crack. I don't know.
A deed for a house? She said, picking it up from the lawyer's desk.
Yes, a deed. The law requires you to divide the inheritance equally. You can sell these off and divide the proceeds,
he replied. My stepmother said, we don't need to go through with the hassle of a sale. There are 2 items, so we can each pick one. The lawyer looked at me and asked,
would that work for you?
I shrugged. I didn't know about any of this an hour ago, so I'm happy to be done here as soon as possible, I said. With the fakest smile, my stepmother said, honey,
she said, honey,
you should keep this song as a memory of your father since you play the piano. You'll remember your dad whenever you play it. I'll take the house.
Of course she wants the house. I told you in the beginning, she wants the house.
I don't care, I said in a defeated voice. The lawyer tried to intervene.
Alan, are you sure? The house listed has considerable value. It's almost certainly worth more than a song.
I don't care. Thanks, though, I said, grabbing the musical document. As I left, my stepmother gave me a curt smile, thinking she'd gotten the better deal. I shot her a sly grin before stepping out of the office. Goodbye. I hope you enjoy a peaceful life in your new house. Now, I'm sure you're curious about why I left in such a good mood. I'll give you a hint. My birthday had come early. The present my dad left me paid for a new car, a mansion, and everything I could have ever wanted. Meanwhile, my stepmom's new house landed her in the evening news. The headline read, Woman complains to police about ghosts in her house.
You lived in a haunted house. That's awesome.
Yep, that's her on the front page. One night she stumbled to the police station in her PJs. She'd been ranting all night at the police station saying, Ghosts kicked me out of my house.
Good. Yeah. They better kick her out of her house. She's trespassing.
Arrest them! Of course, the officers didn't take her seriously. They thought she was insane. According to the news story, my stepmom decided to live on the street because the ghost wouldn't leave her alone.
Good. Yeah, ghosts made her homeless. Karma comes around, goes around, comes around. Yeah. I'm going to end the video off here. I'm going to let you guys watch the remaining 2 minutes of this video.
I vaguely remember my dad mentioning a weird house my grandfather had bought. Despite its size, he'd bought the house for cheap. As I expected, my stepmom found out why. It was so cheap because it was known to be haunted. My grandfather was a superstitious man. He got spooked and refused to live in the house or sell it to anyone else. He couldn't bring himself to get rid of it, fearing for the safety of potential buyers. I knew about the deed in my dad's safe. I knew the house was worthless, but I was surprised and delighted to see my stepmother so disturbed. The rundown spooky lodge had been her punishment for me, but the ghosts had decided it wasn't enough. But what about the present you got, you might be asking? Remember the piece of paper with the musical notes on it? I knew exactly what song I was getting when I read them. I can play it for you. Yep, this is the Happy Birthday song, perhaps the world's most well-known melody. I have no clue how my grandfather had claimed ownership of such a famous song, or why my dad had never told me about it. Maybe Dad had never read the notes. Perhaps he only kept it as a small memento of his father. Whatever the case, I've been collecting royalties worldwide thanks to the birthday song. They've accumulated in a bank account in my grandfather's name. After proving copyright ownership, I was able to claim more than $2 billion saved in that account. My stepmother called when she found out I'd become rich. Honey, I want to come see you. I missed you a lot, she said. Needless to say, I've been ghosting her. Though I have saved a few of her insane voice messages. You tricked me. I love music. I should have gotten that document with the notes. You will give me half of that money. Those messages never get old. The deal to divide the inheritance equally was her idea anyway. She'll just have to stay mad.
And let me know your thoughts in the comments on how you thought the story went and how the ending went. All right, I am going to be watching the ending, but I'm not going to show you my reaction. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to end the video off here, and hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe icon and that bell icon right over there. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so keep up the good work. Keep supporting. I appreciate you. I love you guys. And I will see you in the next video. Stay tuned. Peace out.